So we are back with yet again another SA coin farming video. This time we are going to talk about the fairies because they have been so incredibly neglected over the years. But with the release of Lancelot, he's just a super chill guy with a lot of aura. He's going to be able to bring the fairies to a slightly better version of what they already are, right? They're not using too much. I will go ahead and say this now. If you have your Eska, they're not better than humans. If you have Milim, they're not better than unknowns. For whatever reason you're missing both of those goats, you know, this can be a decent option, right? So we're going to have Green Golden Wings Elaine, Lancelot, Jelly King, and then the Red Donna Liz. Obviously we know what she does. We're not going to talk about her. We're going to take a look at Green Wings Elaine here, Golden Wings. She has an attack related buff. That is going to stack with the flat attack buff from Donna Liz, okay? They're not going to override each other because they are technically two different buffs. Her passive is, what basically matters is this bottom clause. It's New King Arthur's Relic, so it's a minus 20% to defense-related stats. But it's also going to increase your allies' attack-related stats by 5% for every debuff applied. So you're going to see that debuff on the first wave of insects, and then you're also going to be able to see that on the Copper Demon. Now, Lancelot, good single target, good AoE, should help us clear relatively fine. The only thing that really matters, I think, from his long Yu-Gi-Oh! Passive is that Fairy Allies' basic stats do get increased. And then obviously his Piercing Arrow does some damage. Mark of Insight is going to be good for some damage. Not going to see too much of that, I don't think. And then Jelly King, very strong AoE farming unit technically because it's weak point. So that's good. We like to see that. And then he's also going to be boosting Fairy Allies, well, his own attack-related stats, and then the Fairy Allies' basic stats. Especially when they're attacking debuffed enemies, his damage dealt is increased. So we know that we will be attacking a debuffed enemy, and that is also going to have some synergy with the card set here, because you get 5% for each debuff applied to enemies, and then basic stats by 2% for every fairy participating in battle, right? So we got the fairies. Like I said, we got the debuffs from Elaine, so we're going to have a couple of some stat stackers. We got some attack food, and then the classic Elaine is naked, technically, okay? No outfits, no cosmetics. Same with Lance, we have no outfits, no cosmetics, and then no outfits again, no cosmetics. Obviously we keep the weapons. Like we mentioned before, C gears in the middle and the bottom because the enemies do scale off our own defense and HP. So that's going to help us make sure that they are as weak as they can be. And we'll go ahead and jump into it. Alright, so you know we like to do a little stat check, see what we got going on, see what we're working with. Jelly King at 57.9, Lance at 42.6. That's pretty good. Nothing crazy. We got HP at about 3 to 400k. That's fine. So we're going to do the attack-related buff from Elaine. And then that, honestly, the weak point AoE from King should be enough to wipe the bugs. It's a pretty good AoE, right? Especially with 2 attack buffs here. Defense down. 1.5 mil. Silver box right off rip. You love to see it. So since that only takes 2 cards, we are able to save Lance cards because I don't really care about Elaine, right? I don't want to attack with her. So what we can do is use the single target debuff, which I don't think will debuff because he's immune to this. But it's a pretty good chunk, right? 186. That's not bad. And then we're going to have the double Lance cards. His AoE does a little extra tick. You like to see that. And then the single target definitely overkills him. But it's pretty good. It's pretty reliable. Piercing Arrow nonsense. So that doesn't take any extra cards, which obviously that's kind of what I'm looking for here. And that it does, in fact, clear this reliably in 2 turns, right? That's pretty much our criteria here. We'll go ahead and do a couple extra runs. Take a look at the RNG, maybe look at the damage variant, see if there's anything we need to change about the way we do this. And if not, then this is looking like a decent team. I say decent because obviously Milim Unknowns and Escanor humans can do this a lot faster. Now I'm not going to reset for a box because obviously I want to save some time for the video, but I've mentioned this in every video. If you do this, you need a reset to get a chest, okay? If you reset for a chest, you can at least make sure that the least amount of coins you get is going to be 24, okay? So you're going to reset for a box from the bugs, and then you're going to make sure that you get a box once you clear the stage, right? So if you get 24 bronze boxes, 24 coins. I'm gonna keep that going. I think we'll do one more. Oh, we got a gold. Okay. Didn't even matter that we skipped. It didn't matter that we didn't reset. Worked out. I guess we'll do one more run. Just take a 3 times the charm type beat. This looks like it consistently hits for 1.5 to 1.6 mil, so I'm not worried about that. And it does always crit. I don't think he misses here. Alright, because it makes sense. Defense related down. Attack related up. Again, reset there. We're not gonna... Right out, we'll get a silver box, but it doesn't matter. I'll do my runs after this and get the coins that I want, so... Ooh, we drew extra Lance cards. That would be better to do, but like I said, we're gonna just keep using the same cards we got. Double check the damage variance, make sure everything's nice and consistent. We hit a random crit that time, which is cool. Not for that much more than normal, I think. Lance misses a couple crits, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, that single target looks like it overkills. So that's going to be Lancelot, Fairies, I guess, and the SA Dungeon. 2 turns. Pretty consistent. So if you guys like, drop a thumb, maybe sub if you're into that, and I'll see you in the next one.